Falcon fans, and of course, Big Low Kuntry Sports.
What in the world, Bo?
What in the world, Bo? Oh man.
What's going on with you, Bo?
It's going down in a major way for those in the chat, for those listening, for those watching. Big shout out to everybody, all the Falcon fans around the world. Big Low Kuntry Sports is here, talking Falcons football with one time for the fan on a pop-up show on a Thursday.
Pop-up show. Hey man, it's finna go down, man. Like Twitter been going crazy. We were talking on the phone. We're like, shoot, might as well just have the conversation live. Might as well do it.
Country, we talked for about a good hour and some change today. I mean, we talk every day about the Atlanta Falcons, but today we was just in the mode where it's like we got to cut the podcast on. We're saying too much between us. The fans need to hear this. So for those checking, for those watching, for those listening, big shout out to you all one time for the fan. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Big Low Kuntry Sports. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. We are both on YouTube, Facebook too as well, social media, Twitter, wherever you want to see us, wherever you want to listen to us, wherever you want to follow us. You can probably find us all over social media. When it comes down to, before we get to the Falcons, I already know what's going to happen here. Chat's going to go crazy. It's already going crazy right now. But before we get to the Falcons, Country, how have you been doing, sir?
Man, Bo, I mean, look, man, it's like I'm in a good situation right now. It's like we could either get Jim Harbaugh, or we should get Bill Belichick.
What?
I'm feeling good. It's like, the team's going to be better than it was last year. So I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. It's going down. It's going down like there's a well in the boat, Bo. Love it.
Fans, I'm glad that you all are here. I'm glad you are tuning in to hear what me and Big Country have to say about the Atlanta Falcons, because the future of the Atlanta Falcons is big for our fan base. Country, you know this. We've been through a lot.
Yes.
I'm a season ticket holder. I'm a PSL holder. I've been here from the Dome days to now. Country, you've been here too as well from those times. We've been through a lot.
Yes.
And some will say they wanted change long ago, and they got change. Change didn't work. Some will say they wanted change right after COVID hit. Okay, you got change. The change didn't work. Now we go to a situation, Country, where you're looking at Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, and you're looking at some of these other candidates that they've put out there. Some fine names, I may say, as a Falcon fan, if you're looking at your coaching candidate carousel, however you want to look at it. Right now, the names that they put out here before us, Falcon fans, you have to feel good about what you see. You have to feel good. If they go get Johnson, the OC from the Lions, the way he was able to use that Lions offense this year with Laporta and Amon St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, man, we got some weapons over here in Atlanta that would be perfect to match up with what Johnson can bring us here in Atlanta. And then you go to Mike McDaniel, who they've also requested to as well from the Ravens. You saw he's had so much success over there in Baltimore. Even going to Raheem Morris, who knows us very well here in Atlanta, who left here and went on to get a ring with the Rams and is still doing a fine job, even though they didn't make it past the wild card round. Raheem has still done a great job as a coach here in the NFL. Steve Wilkes, too, as well, another candidate who was pretty decent. But Country, you really hit it on the nose there when you said Bill Belichick and Jim Harbaugh. They are leading the way when it comes to who could possibly be the next Atlanta Falcons head coach. And I don't want to throw no shade to the other coaches because it's possible that they could be still in there. I think they asked to interview the Eagles OC too as well. Also the who else? Antonio Pierce, Aaron Glenn too as well from the Lions. So they did have some more names in the pot, but the two names that stand out, Country, is why we damn near had a conversation for about an hour today. Jim Harbaugh and Bill Belichick. And Country, I'm glad you're able to take the time out of your day. Shout out Coach Ronnie. Coach Ronnie.
Shout out Coach Ronnie. Shout out to you, Coach Ronnie. She's in there. They're planning their girls' trip, so she's on a Zoom call. They're going to New Orleans without me.
What?
So, yeah.
What?
Yeah. So they're planning. I had to text her to close the door because her family is very loud, and I know it's going to be. So I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all heard that in the background. My bad. My apologies.
Hey, everybody's in the party mode right now. It's the off season.
Yes, sir.
It's the off season. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's feeling great. I know Daniel Barry here from Sports Highlights is feeling good, feeling great. You said what's good in the chat.
What in the world, Bo?
What in the world, Bo? But as we get ready to get to the chat, because the chat is going crazy, country. Just your thoughts quickly on just Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh, what both of them could bring to the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, I mean, I think both of them could just experience. For one, they've seen it, they've done it. Bill Belichick, he's won Super Bowls in multiple ways. He's won Super Bowls with the more explosive offenses. He won Super Bowls where Tom Brady just threw 18 passes in a game or in a playoff game. Right? So he's had the game manager and he's had Tom Brady, the superstar. So I mean, he could do it both ways. Jim Harbaugh, I mean, he's just number one. I mean, he's just he's a motivator. If you watch, all these recruiting trips where he came down to the South whenever he first went to Michigan, and he was practicing with the team with his shirt off, and getting everybody fired up, and I mean, and he doesn't make it too complicated. If it's 4th and 1, we'll just go unbalanced and bring 2 extra linemen in the game and run at you. We're not gonna, do any fake pitches and all this other stuff. Look what I can do, all this stuff. Like, we're gonna go ahead and just run the ball.
Play hard-nosed football and just get the job done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I feel like it'll be a legitimate culture change, So it's kind of like what you said earlier whenever we were talking. I don't know if it's going to be that much swag surfing in the 4th quarter.
Shit.
To get Bill Belichick in,
Damn it. Sheesh, that boy said no more swag surfing in the 4th quarter. I mean, you're looking at a coach where professionalism is one of the number one things for Bill. So I'm not saying that, even when I made the joke on Twitter too as well, even I made the joke, I said, Falcon fans, you better be in your damn seats before kickoff when Bill comes up in this building, because he's used to what up there in New England, the fans showing up. So there's not this big type of party going on in Foxborough when they have a DJ setting up and they're having all they over there winning. You understand? So you got a fan base now here in Atlanta, which big shout out to the Falcon fans because y'all show up in a major way. Let me tell you something, from Mariota to Matt Ryan's end of his career to Desmond Ridder. I mean, y'all are showing up knowing that this team is still going through the end of their rebuild. I think they're getting ready to turn some things around. I think the quarterback position is one thing to look at, but to now know that you have Bill Belichick and Jim Harbaugh on the table of possibly one of them being the head coaches here in Atlanta, and you have the second interview that just came out today, country, the second interview lined up with Bill. First of all, you're only meeting in person with Jim and Bill. Yes. Everything else has been virtual from what I'm understanding, correct?
I mean, they said they were going big game hunting, Bo.
Shit.
You can't go big game hunting, hunting in Carrollton, Georgia. You got to go over there to Africa, Bo. Like,
where's that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna shoot those zebras in Decatur. You can't do it. You gotta go to Africa and go big game hunt, Bo. That's what they doing.
One thing we do know is the culture that Bill Belichick could bring over here to Atlanta is a winning culture. I don't care what happened after the Brady years. His record still shows he can come over here and win. I know what Falcon fans are talking about. And we're going to go through the chat tonight as we're talking, because I know the chat is going crazy. We're over, I think, 100 viewers right now, so it's going wild. Big shout out to all the fans here in the chat that's tuning in, watching, listening. Once again, Big Low Kuntry Sports joining us here at one time for the fan. No Kiki tonight, no Bodie tonight, no Chase tonight. Chase has a big show tomorrow for Dirty Fanatics United too as well, with a bunch of Atlanta Falcons content creators. So we're gonna have a great time over there. Big shout out to John and Mike from Out of Your Falcon Mind. I believe they were live. They are still live right now. I don't know if they are or if they stop the show, but they are doing a great job over there Out of Your Falcon Mind too as well. A lot of content creators are doing a great job out here. 2024 is a big year for a lot of us because of what we are getting ready to go through here in Atlanta. And the NFL is watching country.
Also, everybody in the chat, if you're watching from Big Low Kuntry channel, please make sure that you go to One Time for the Fan. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Jack Spade, Bodie, Chase, Kiki, they're doing some great things over there. Really great conversation, really great podcast. Make sure that you go over there and check those guys out, man.
That goes right back over here to One Time for the Fan going to country. If you haven't listened to Big Low Kuntry Sports or heard of Big Low Kuntry Sports, now here's your chance to get to hear what he has to say. So hit that like, share, and subscribe on all platforms. for Big Low Kuntry Sports. One time for the fan. We mentioned Out of Your Falcon Mind. There's who else? Birdo, Uncle Steve, Damn Steve. Man, we
they
gonna
all over
on
the
here.
place. The Falcon Holiday.
What's the guy's name with Ovi Mahaley?
Man.
Is that Believe? That Will McFadden?
Yeah.
Listen to a lot of Will McFadden too as well.
Listen to a lot of Will. Also, shouts out to Miles, big bro Miles Garrett. Shouts out
Miles Garrett from Fox 5. Miles Garrett from Fox 5.
Sports Live and the ATL. Shouts out to all of them, man.
It's going down in a major way. Falcon fans, yes. Bill Belichick, what he could bring here to the Falcons. I understand, it could be a switch in how the culture could look here in Atlanta because we're so used to partying in the bins. Now it's time to play that hard-nosed football, get back to business. Is he the new head coach of the Falcons? No. It hasn't happened yet. But to know what Bill could bring here in Atlanta, the professionalism, the leadership in the locker room too as well. A friend of mine was joking with me, Country. He said, I think Bill walked into the interview with all his rings and didn't say nothing. So every question you ask Bill is like, hey, tell me about the time where you... Bill's just...
That's it.
Just flexing.
Just stunting on them. So somebody asked me today on my Twitter whenever, because I put up a post saying, hey, it's like at the end of the day, Bill Belichick, he's better than Arthur Smith. And they were like, I mean, how can we say he's better than Arthur Smith? So I put up that gif of Kobe Bryant.
Oh gosh.
I put that gif. Yes. Yeah. I was like, I stopped counting because I could have went up to 8 because he did win 2 as an assistant, as a coordinator. So I could have kept on going. But I mean, that's one way that shouts out to Kerry, man. Got the croissants.
My friend croissants. Hey, second interview with Bill means as things are heating up here in Atlanta. For me, Country, I want to win. I posted a lot. I talk about it a lot. Country, you know what we do with the Rise Up Tour. We travel a lot with this team, putting on these events for Falcon fans to have a good time. Country, I'm sure you probably talked about it on your channel, Falcon fans here on One Time for the Fan. You know we talk about Rise Up Tour a lot. But for a fan, if it's Jim Harbaugh, if it's Bill Belichick, I want to fucking win now.
Yes.
I want to win now. I don't care about what Bill did in New England after Tom Brady if he comes here to Atlanta. I want to fucking win now.
Bro, I don't know if you ever watched Menace to Society. You remember how Kane's granddaddy asked him, like, do you want to live or do you want to die? And you remember, the last scene, and I apologize if I spoil it for anybody, but the last scene, Kane says, I want to live. Like, that's how I feel. I want to win, Jack. I want to win. I'm tired of it, man.
Oh, shit.
I want to win.
Oh, my gosh. One thing I can't say, Country, you agree or disagree? As a fan, big shout out to all the fans here in the chat, too, because we're rolling through the comments as we talk. There is a lot of comments here in the chat. Hashtag Big Low Kuntry Sports. Hashtag the fan club. Hashtag one timers. Hashtag Falcon fans in the world. Best fucking fans ever in the NFL. If you're looking at this, Country, agree or disagree? Jim Harbaugh should have never been able to walk out of that meeting. There should have been a contract on the table the moment he walked in.
You ain't never lied.
Okay.
You ain't never lied. They should have gave him all the vouchers to Blue Flame that they could muster up.
Sure.
All of the all of the vouchers to the Blue Flame. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peaches, man.
All the gift cards to the good American delis. I mean, everything that we could have thrown at him, we should have threw it at him.
Mm-hmm.
But
Falcon fans agree or disagree in the chat. I mean, Jim walking into that meeting. I mean, I understand how we feel about Bill, and I talked about it last night on the podcast. Both sides of the fence. You got fans that want Bill, fans that want Jim, but it's like, don't get mad at the other group, whoever gets selected as the next head coach. We don't need Belichick fans mad at Harbaugh fans because the Falcons selected Belichick. We don't need this side. We're trying to win together. We're trying to win. Who can bring the best chances of us winning? The question that's being asked in this interview obviously has to do with the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, the coaching staff, the quarterback selection, the 8th pick, the free agency, the offseason, the future. I talked about it last night. It's not about just now here with these coaches. It's about what we can do next year, the year after that. What are we planning for with future goals here in Atlanta? Arthur Blank having these meetings, that is a billionaire. That is a owner of a team that wants to win. He is 80-something years old. I think he knows what question he is asking. So I'm going to put it out there that I do think the Falcons probably should have offered that contract in a situation where Harbaugh's walking in that meeting. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't even care what you got to talk about. I don't care what you ate this morning. I don't care what you have for food for lunch. Here you go. How can you? Then we'll talk about fixing the team later. Here.
Exactly.
Right here.
The sign right here.
Here's your
Terry,
pen.
get the paperwork.
Get the paperwork.
Get the paperwork, Terry. Hey, just go ahead and it's your hand nice and relaxed. You good to go? Do your hand exercises. You got some paperwork to sign.
Sheesh. Fontenot's happy. Everybody's happy. Falcon fans winning Super Bowls. Just looking into the future.
You say S? Is there an S at the end?
Yes, there's an S at the end.
Oh, okay. I'll just check.
Going into the future here, Bo. But going into this second interview with Bill, it's a lot to look at. And Country, like I said, we talk a lot, and I'm glad you got a chance to talk Falcons football here with us tonight on One Time for the Fan, and for you letting the opportunity for us to come over and talk on your platform, because we have a lot of things that we discussed today. And another thing that we discussed is this quarterback situation, Country. And it goes with your head coach of what the decision that's possibly going to happen here going forward. If they're going to select one in the offseason, are they going to go with a rookie quarterback in the draft? Is Desmond Ridder going to be looked at? I think Scott Karisic put up a post today saying, hey, we should go ahead and cut Taylor, save the $7 million, build on Ridder. Got a lot of fans talking on that too as well. So for Falcon fans, if you let's see if we can get Country back. Let's see what we got here. Country there?
Yo, what's up, man?
You good, Bo?
Yeah, I'm good. My bad.
So you got a lot of fans here that's looking at the quarterback position in Atlanta. What could be next here for the Dirty Birds? If you're bringing in a guy like Bill, Country. We talked about this today about them possibly not being able to get one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft. I'm going to lay out some scenarios here in a minute of how that could possibly happen for the Falcons, because people are saying, oh, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels. The way this draft class is setting up, 1, 2, and 3 is probably going to be quarterback.
Yes. We were talking about that.
This is big, Falcons. 1, 2, and 3 may be quarterback. You heard today also with the other news, and this is why NFL news is big for the Falcons, because you're hearing news that Cliff Kingsbury could possibly be the OC in Chicago.
Yes.
And who is that? That is Caleb Williams' guy from USC, which means that it's starting to come together who they might select, which means the Bears might not trade their pick. You can't be asked out sitting over there waiting for the Bears. And the Commanders, what are they doing? Possibly going quarterback. You heard what Mayo's comment said to the journalist yesterday. We're going to pick the best position that we need right now that's most important for their team. Well, who do the Patriots need right now that's most important? QB?
Quarterback.
1, 2, and 3 may be QB. So, Country, going to this quarterback situation with your new head coach, what are you looking at? Off-season? Are you working the trade market? Are you trying to go ahead and get up into the draft a little bit more? Maybe hopefully get into that 2 spot. Maybe get into 4 where one of those guys slide.
I honestly, the way I'm looking at it, Jack, is it's one of them situations where it's like we gotta. If it's Bill Belichick, just go ahead and see what you can do about getting a veteran in, but you still draft that rookie. So like, let's say somebody does fall. Let's say somebody slips up and falls down. If we could look at what the Green Bay Packers did with Jordan Love, and had him sit and bring him along like quarterbacks used to get brought along back in the day, I'm not mad at bringing in Kirk Cousins for a year or 2. Now, if you could get Justin Fields for a decent price for like a 2nd round pick, and some additional picks after that, let's do it. But you're right, man. It's like that. This is the biggest question. Everybody's worried about the coach, but this quarterback is going to be a huge decision that the Terry F. Baby them got to make.
God, not Terry F. Baby.
Terry F. Baby. Please say the baby.
That's tough. Falcon fans that didn't get a chance to watch the show last night. I know we had some new fans here in the chat. Big shout out to all that's tuning in from Big Low Kuntry Sports. Big shout out to everybody here from One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to everybody that's just new to the platform, checking out what we got going on. But if you look at this quarterback situation, we did talk about it last night right here on the platform. If some way, somehow, you do miss out on Russell Wilson with your new head coach, even with the Fields haters and the Field people that believe he's good, and let's just say you miss out on Fields. Let's just say he's gone to a different team. Team looks at him. I mentioned it the other day. You have about 7 to 10 teams that need quarterbacks. 7 that I can go off of right now that I know is probably going to be picking a quarterback between now and next year. The other ones are the ones that we're looking at on the brink of probably looking at it. Cleveland Browns, if they decide Deshaun Watson in a year or two. Of course, the Tennessee Titans, are they going to keep Will Levis? So there's some names that they got to look at. But we know the Bears will probably be going quarterback. We know the Commanders will probably be going quarterback. We also know that the Patriots will probably be going quarterback. That is Williams, Penix, and Daniels. That's the best 3 quarterbacks on the board.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Let's just say you don't get Wilson. Let's just say you don't get Fields. Let's just say you don't get Kirk Cousins. And you get asked out of the 3 picks in the draft. Then what? You got Drake May at 8.
I'll take that.
Some fans believe Drake May is going to the Patriots. Some fans believe Drake May will go to the Commanders. Some fans believe that Marvin Harrison Jr. will go first pick to the Bears. And
I think that could happen.
We will see. What I'm seeing right now, how the NFL is kind of shaping up, if you don't look at a veteran quarterback in the free agency, you might not get your guy that you want. If people's believing Penix is going to be there at 8, he's not going to be there at 8.
You don't think it's going to be there at 8?
I don't think Penix is going to be there at 8. Nope.
Wow.
Don't think so, man.
Don't think so.
The way this quarterback draft is looking, the way the free agency is looking, the way the offseason is looking, some of these quarterbacks with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Kirk Cousins, and then after that, you got Ryan Tannehill and Josh Dobbs. And ain't nobody building off of that.
I mean, Zach Wilson's still out there.
Shit.
He's still out there. What's one thing that Bill Belichick always does? He always goes and looks at that talent that was in his division. So if we look at that moving forward, it could be one of the situations where they could legitimately say, hey, I remember Zach Wilson from back in the day when he played for the Jets. That could be a low-cost, high-reward kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we bring in Zach Wilson. Just hide your mamas away from him.
Shit, this is tough. That's the first time I've heard Zach Wilson's name in any offseason talks. That's any type of possibility. So that's why I like when you get a chance to come over here and talk Falcons football with us, because you're throwing out different scenarios here that fans need to know about. The quarterback situation is tough here in Atlanta, Falcon fans.
It's tough. Hard times.
It's tough.
Hard times.
Some are saying if it's Bill Belichick, they're going to take the shot at Russell Wilson. I've seen a lot of posts talk about it, seen a lot of people talking about it. They're saying, hey, you guys just got to take the shot. Bill's, 71, turning 72. You're going to waste the time all these years coming up with a rookie?
I mean,
I'm not saying it's me. I didn't say it was me. I'm saying I've heard people say you might want to look at Russell Wilson if it's Bill Belichick.
Man.
What play can you not throw at Russell Wilson?
Herman Jack. We got Superman chat.
Superman chat?
Yeah, we got Superman chat in here.
Let's get down there to that Superman chat. Man, it's going crazy here. Oh, we got Saints fans in here?
Oh yeah. You know, Saints, they be showing love. You know, they still feeling themselves after they got that cheap win at the end of the season. But you know, it's all right. You know,
Saints fans in here?
You know, they got that hate in their heart.
I know who that is, man.
Drake.
That's a celebrity right there.
Bill Belichick have his own Falcons branded Depends. Hello, I hang up and listen. Wow, coach. Like,
shit.
Goodness gracious. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. What in the world, bro? Like, you go, like, how you gonna do that, man, like that? Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead, man. I just had to
Hey,
get that Superman chat. My bad.
Padre is a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. You know, we've chatted up with Padre a few times at the games too as well. But hey, let me tell you something. He comes here cracking on Chase a couple times. I'd be like, yo, can't be doing this sometimes during the podcast, man. Some of those oil and filter changes on those dump trucks that Chase got to be doing, or Bodie cleaning the grout out of the showers, man. Did a bad job, sent the invoice. I know what Padre be over there with them jokes, man. Padre is dope, man. We got a lot of people here in the chat too as well, and you know it's gonna be difficult to get to all these comments. We got 156 people in here, probably going crazy in and out of the chat, talking to each other, chatting with each other. Big shout out to everybody that's here from Big Low Kuntry Sports. Big shout out to everybody that's here from One Time for the Fan. If you're new, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe on both channels. Two diehard Atlanta Falcon fans here talking about what? The Atlanta Falcons. What else are we talking about? Country.
Yes, sir.
Before we get back to this quarterback situation, is Bill a good move, though? If you're talking about providing for the future here for Falcon fans, is Bill a good move?
Well, I mean, so let's take our hearts out of it. First of all, Jack, you mentioned a question that a lot of people said may have come up in the interview that Bill Belichick may have had to answer. You said that you thought it might have been a tough question to answer. Could we kind of go through that scenario?
So, in most cases, when you're interviewing a guy like Bill Belichick or even a coach of a team who's been coaching for a very long time, you're going to throw some tough questions at this coach, along with some organization questions, some community questions, maybe questions about the fan base, the draft pick, cap room, free agency. All right, cool. But you're going to ask a question about. So tell me, when was one of the toughest times you've had as a head coach?
I mean, so
how does Bill respond to that?
I mean, and like I said, he might mention back when he was in Cleveland and he had losing seasons in Cleveland. You don't think that's it?
He's not mentioning that.
What you think he's gonna mention?
He's not mentioning that. Country, you said it. You said it where we didn't get the job done. So for Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, them to even ask this question to Bill, to know what this answer will probably be, like, oh yeah, we were down 25 at one point in the Super Bowl. That's one of the toughest games I've ever had as a head coach. How do you not ask a question where, give me a time where your back was against the wall, Bill, and you had to you had to come out fighting? What other situation would he mention? I mean, it's tough for Falcon fans because I know the 20-3 is going to follow them if Bill gets selected here as the next head coach. For me, I'm past that shit. Country, we talked about it today. We didn't get the job done.
Yeah.
We got to move on from that.
And a lot of people online said that Bill Belichick, it was like, is he going to be uncomfortable answering that question? And what did I tell you today, Jack? It's like, I'll never feel uncomfortable just because, my success was your downfall. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll never be uncomfortable about that. You lost and I won. Why should I feel uncomfortable in regards to this situation?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just me.
The future for the Falcons here with Bill. I know it's a win now mentality if you're going at the Bill and Jim. Is it a good move for you, Country? Is leaning as we look like we're leaning toward Belichick?
I mean, look, I feel like it's very reminiscent of Dan Reeves. I know Dan Reeves was like in his mid-50s whenever he started coaching the Falcons back in the mid-90s. But it feels very reminiscent of Dan Reeves. Like over the years, we tried the new young Thundercat coaches, and Bill Belichick, what he did whenever he left the Patriots, it's like he set his successor up, before he even left. Gerard Mayo, he had it in his contract that he'll take over for Bill Belichick once he decides to leave or step down or they get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, which shows that, he even plans for everything after he leaves. So, I mean, it could possibly be a good move for the future. Like a young Thundercat coach, coordinator or position coach could come through here. Bill Belichick could say, hey, I see something in this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take him under my wing, and maybe in 3 or 4 years, whenever I could get all of my Social Security, I'll go
Shit.
ahead and I'll go ahead and make the move and make sure that he's the next head coach. I'll give him everything that I got, and hopefully he takes it and runs with it.
One thing I have to look at with the Patriots, even when this Bill Belichick news came down, there was no interviews.
No.
With nobody. They didn't do no candidate search, none of that.
None of it.
They had the guy they wanted. They had the guy that they know could lead this team going for the future. So that's why the question did go to Country about the future here in Atlanta of bringing in a Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can work. What you think though? Like, tell me what you think. Do you think it moving forward do you think in 2034, whenever we look back at it, do you think we'll say that was the right move?
As a Falcon fan, I know we're winning a Super Bowl before 2034, so yes.
Hello.
So yes. Super Bowls.
Thank you.
Going down the line. I'm talking about, I believe in this team. I believe in this organization. You know how I am as a fan, Country. I do see some of the flaws in the Falcons too as well. And, I've called that out. I've mentioned that on the podcast. I mentioned it when we talk on the phone. I mentioned it in the group chats with the friends and Falcons family and so on. But at the end of the day, going into this offseason, it feels different, right? It feels different to know that the changes are about to be made, I think, on a really win now type mode going forward. And I can't fast forward the future. I hate to talk about 2025 and 2026, but I think we're really finna flip the page here of becoming this franchise that's getting ready to start winning consistently when we bring in our new head coach. I just feel it.
Hey, I mean, I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not mad at it. It's a beautiful thing. Jack, have you ever did a Superman chat before? Have you ever
a Superman chat?
Yeah. Have you ever? I'm interested in you to give a Superman chat. But if you do it now, you got to do it right. So
I haven't done a Superman chat before. I know I've watched your show a long time, so let me see. Okay. I know you got a Superman chat in here, so let's go ahead and get.
All right, everybody in the chat. This is Jack's first now. Let's support him. All right, Jack. Go ahead and go for
it. That's Superman chat.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go. My first Superman chat from Jay. Going over here to Big Country said, this roster is being way overrated. No QB, no pass rush, old agent left tackle and DTs, but at least we got the highest paid offensive guard and free safety. Championship with the laughing emoji. Country, for you, sir.
Hey, man. I mean, I think it's there. I mean, we were talking about it today, Jack. It's like defensively, there's some things that you may have to touch up on, and there's a lot of one-year contracts. Mm-hmm. So as far as the salary cap number, we legitimately don't know what the salary cap could be. It mm-hmm. could very well be we could have $100 million in cap space by the time it's all said and done. By the time, let's say you restructure Grady Jarrett, or let's say you let go of Taylor Heineke. Bud Dupree, he's coming off the books. Like, there's a lot of guys that's coming off the books.
Probably hitting close to 65, 70 touch.
Yeah, right, close to 65, 70 mil. So moving forward, the offensive side of the ball, you really just need a wide receiver too.
Might have to replace CP if CP does move on too as well, but that's something we've been looking at.
CP, the third running back on the depth chart.
Sheesh.
So, I mean, we look at the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, because you were saying, you got one of the best defensive tackles in football. I was like, who? Grady Jarrett.
I mentioned Grady Jarrett, and then you came off with the David Amenyata news of how good he has been this season, ratings-wise, because, we do mention PFF too as well here on the podcast, and he's rated pretty high as a defensive tackle.
Yeah. So, I mean, so if we look at it, and it's going to, trust me, I'm going to be sad if Ryan Nielsen leaves because, I really like Ryan Nielsen, the way he coaches and everything. But the defense could be better. next year. I mean, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I hear him saying, you know, that the roster is overrated. Like, please tell me, where is it overrated at? Like,
I'm looking at the comment. I mean, I'm looking at what he mentioned right here. Shout out to Jay too as well. We do give shout outs to all of our diehard fans here in the chat, because these comments are important too as well. If you're asking a question or whatever, we love reading it here on the screen. But like Country, I'm gonna piggyback off of this. No quarterback is important. I understand that, but no pass rush. What Ryan Nielsen has done this year with this team. I mean, Bud Dupree had 6 going. Calais Campbell had 6 going. Do we improve in sacks too as well this year, Country?
I don't see how we can.
And this year, we're talking about this year with Ryan Nielsen. Did we improve from last season?
We doubled it. We doubled up.
So the pass rush, I think you're looking for maybe he's probably thinking about a specific no pass rusher, like a specific guy, like your TJ Watt or your Michael Parsons. I understand that, but the pass rush as a team, we were there. Ryan Nielsen improved his defense. An aging left tackle. I mean, if you look around the league, most teams that do have some championship rosters, like the Chiefs and the Eagles, they do have a couple players that's up there in age. Look at Peters from the Eagles. He's been playing there for a long time. Nobody said nothing about him until he won the Super Bowl. They have the damn going away video for Peters coming up. Everybody in the NFL is sad that he's leaving. Defensive tackle, look at Fletcher Cox too as well. If you're mentioning Grady Jarrett's still top of his game. Yes. I mean, we can't just go over there and look at the team and say we're overrated. Highest paid offensive guard, isn't Christian Lisham still like top 3 guard in the league? Yes. Free safety. Well, bro, fucking Bates is the best safety in the league, honestly.
Best all pro. Didn't the offensive line weren't they like top 5 rated, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around that top 10? I mean, I just don't see where it's coming from.
He hit it on that no QB though. He hit it on the no QB.
Yeah. So I seen in the comment, Jay was like, I left him stuttering. Sometimes we stutter when we're confused. Sure. It's not a situation where I don't know what to say because I'm left. Nah, I feel like I'm stuttering because I'm legitimately confused. I don't feel like the roster is overrated. To a certain extent, I feel like it's underrated.
It's going down in a major way. Big shout out to all the Falcon fans in the chat. Big shout out to Jay. Jay, when we're going off like this, as podcasters, we just love these comments. We love these questions. We love when people mention this stuff because it does bring some insight to what is going on. We can talk about these things, right? There's no negative energy here, right? Jay, you made a comment. We're going to talk about it. Everybody's going to have a good day. You know what I'm saying? As the Falcon fan, we believe that we're going to, go forward winning. And for those that's on the side of, we're still in the rebuild mode, or those on the side of don't select Bill or go with Jim, at the end of the day, as a Falcon fan, we all want to win. We all want to be in this chat talking about playoffs, talking about winning the division. We swept the Saints. We swept the Bucks. We just beat the Chiefs because, the schedule this year is going to be pretty tough too as well. So you got to look at it and say, we just want to win. But to hear these type of things coming from the fans, it's cool. You're like, we love talking about this. That's why we cut the podcast on.
Exactly. They know I got nothing but love for them. Shout out to them.
Here's the thing, Country. Before we get to our last topic, the chat's been going crazy, right? So I feel like we owe the chat, an opportunity to get their comments in. There's a Saint fan in here too as well. You might know who this Saints fan is. We got to find out who this Saints fan is. This is the first time I done seen the Saints fan in here since like when I first started the podcast. So this is new to me. This is new. We're gonna go down this list.
Yeah. They be in there. Look, man, shout out to the Saints family, man. Look, I can't stand y'all on the football field, but I love y'all city.
Hey, let me tell you something. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour. Big shout out to everybody that knows about what the Rise Up Tour does. Like I said, we've done a great job over the past 5 years putting these events together. But we was in New Orleans for the end of the season, and man, we put on a fucking party over at Razoo's.
Can't go back. It's too small now, bro. Shouts out to Thomas, man. Shouts out to the Rise Up Tour, man. It's big things going on. It's gonna be even bigger next year. It's gonna be even bigger.
We're going on the road. We got Vegas, we got Denver, we got Minnesota, we got Washington. Of course, our division games too as well, and then obviously the playoffs. So let's be prepared for that. I'm trying to get ready to get booked for a Super Bowl. I think the Falcons might make it, and we're playing in New Orleans too as well. So it's gonna be a good time down there. We go ahead and win this Super Bowl down there. Country, there's a lot of people here in the chat. Let's go ahead and get to them and see what they talking about. Said, Lo, have you talked to your business partner, Julio Jones? And how is he doing that to get knocked into next week? Tell him he needs to retire the next time you speak with him.
Man, look, Tony. We both know that's your homeboy. I don't know why you said Tony Wright. You know he's Julio Jones' business partner. He likes to just pick on everybody else. He flies around the world with them. You know, whenever you see, you don't want to know who's always taking pictures of Julio Jones on that boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tony Wright. So shouts out to Tony Wright, man. Get us a suite one day whenever Julio Jones, finally retires. Let us come in the suite with y'all, please.
Tony Wright. Welcome to the chat, man. Big shout out to Tony Wright. I know a lot of people checking in from both channels here. So Rich Nelson said, what in the world about?
What's going on, Rich Nelson? I also see that we got a comment in here from Kenny Santa Bria. He says, what in the world? One time, breaking news, Falcons signed Big Low Kuntry and Jack of Spade for quarterback one competition after the signing of Bill Belichick as head coach. Let's go. Now, first of all, we all know who's going to win that competition. So there ain't no need in.
That wasn't the breaking news I was trying to hear, knowing that, one of my good friends is now the op.
Wait.
I'm winning this quarterback battle. I'm going in there like Mariota. My mentality's on Mariota. I'm winning this. I'm QB1, 80-yard passes downfield, fucking PA rollouts all game. That's what I'm doing. Rains through the snow. You could have put me in that Bears game. I'm telling you, we would have came back. We would have been like, yo, who is this quarterback that just went like fucking 3 for 3, 216 yards? Like, this guy's going crazy right now. I'm winning it. Country, I saw what you did last year. You ran the 40. You did the combine.
Yeah.
Doing it. People's over there wondering, what are you getting prepared for? All I do is just roll out and throw 80 on the run.
See, that's where you mess up at right there. See, that's the problem with y'all, your Thundercats. You always trying to, slay that thing down the field all kind of ways. You got to make those medium and short throws too. It's kind of like that story about the two bulls. You ever heard about the two bulls?
I didn't hear the story, no.
These two bulls were sitting on top of a hill, and there was a pasture full of cows. Young bull says, hey, man, what do you think? We run down here and get hold of one of these cows. And then the old bull says, I'd rather walk down there and get hold of all of them. See, you trying to throw it 80 yards on the run.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be matriculating the ball down the field and cut the turnovers down. See, that's what it's all about, Jack. That's what it's all about.
See, you got to think about the type of team I'm going to have out there. I got all speedsters. Like, I might bring Deshaun Jackson back, get some Tyreek Hill out there. Like, hey, what's the play? Streaks. Everybody's running flies down the field. When I roll out is when you cut. Fade it. Inside.
So you telling me that you're going to roll out to the even side and then throw the streak to the X? Like that's like that. Is that just how strong the arm is? You can throw it across the field, streaking.
And I'm throwing cross body throws all across the fucking game.
Oh my goodness!
All across the game.
Man,
it's going to be way better than what Ritter did that time when London was sitting there wide open. Not me.
Come on, Jack. It was supposed to be a positive show.
That's tough. Yeah. We ain't bashing though. Well, look, let me tell you something, man. Big shout out to Ben and Diane Markham. We was in Arizona. It was Saturday night before the Falcons Cardinals game, and Ben pulls me to the side. We're having a couple of drinks, and Ben says, "Come on, Jack, tell me the story about the 80 yards throw on the run. Tell me the real story, huh?" So Ben knows the real story. It was a rainy day. Team was down. Down by 3. I got the call.
So, were you playing on? Were you playing on rookie or all pro? Like what level were you playing on? Because you talk about your creative player.
Raining in December. That's what I remember. Coach pulled me to the side and said, "Jack, this is it. 2 seconds on the clock. We can either, do the chicken little flea flicker. We can do, that bullshit, teams try to do. They keep laddering the ball back. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing all that." I said, "Coach, put me in." He said, "All right, I got you." He said, "What's the play?" I said, "Everybody's running streaks down the field, all fly down the field." Rolled out, defensive end tried to get me, stiff armed the shit out of him. I remember his face. Matter of fact, if I look down right now, I still remember his face looking up at me. On some damn. Who's the dude from the Vikings that did the 72-yard? Who was that? Was that on the Minnesota Miracle on the Saints? Who was the quarterback?
Who was that? I think that was that Case Keenum?
Casey Keenum?
Yeah, I think it was Case Keenum.
Oh, my shit was way better than that.
Okay.
Way better than that. And the wide receiver is triple covered.
What?
Yeah, in the rain.
In the rain.
I'll tell you a little bit about that later. We won't want to take up too much time in the show.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
It's going down in a major way. Stephen Shelling's here said, give me Jim Harbaugh. We need a coach that can stick around for more than 2 or 3 years. Bill is desperate to surpass the all-time wins record as a coach. Country, hot take on this. I haven't seen Bill interview with anybody else but the Falcons.
No. The Falcons the only team he's interviewed with. I know I heard somebody say something about the Los Angeles Chargers, but I think that's just talk. Yeah, I mean we don't know what Bill's capable of. He could legitimately coach for 5-6 more years. That'll be more than all of our past. 6-7 coaches coach, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, if that happens, if we're a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But I mean, we just don't know, Jack.
Are we just putting out there the stop of his coaching career at 75 or 73? Is that what fans are doing? Because could he go past 75 in coaching? If he gets you a Super Bowl in the next 2 or 3 years, I can see him retiring, sure. But fans are looking at Bill to say, Bill has won it all. He's done it all. He can retire in the next 2 years and not even give a shit about all this. So it's like we have to go back into the vault and go find all these coaches and staff and all that. So that's why they want Jim with the younger approach. They want a guy that knows maybe you can get 5 to 10 years out of this. We talked about Kyle Shanahan. How many years has he been over there in San Francisco now? Like, you got to look at some of these coaches where it's like, Mike McCarthy having success in Green Bay, Tomlin having success in Pittsburgh, Cowher before that having success over there. I mean, you got to look at, like, is Bill going to be here 4, 5, 6, 7 years run when you could get a Ben Johnson who can give you that? You can get a Raheem Morris who can give you that country. I mean, you see Kyle Yacy, Bill Belichick announcement is coming up. Just wait. I think this second interview, country, I'm putting it out here. I think this second interview is it. I think this is the fucking, here you go. Get your fucking pen. Where's your pen? Get the pen, Terry. Where the fucking pen, man? God damn it, Terry. I think this is it. So, is it? I know we talked about the future goals for the Falcons here, but country, if Bill Belichick is the move, it's looking like a 3-4 window period for most Falcon fans to say, "Hey, at 75, he's up. We got to win the Super Bowl in the next 4 years."
I mean, it can happen. I mean, I feel like he could win it. I mean, Look, I said this the day we were talking. I feel like the Green Bay Packers can win a Super Bowl this year. I feel like they can beat San Francisco this weekend. I feel like it can happen. So, the first step is getting in the tournament. I think the biggest reason why Bill Belichick wants to come here is because the division is weak. He could replicate the same exact thing that he done in New England for 10, 12, 13, 14 years. The division is weak right now.
That was strong right there, what you just said. That man doing the same thing like Brady. He coming over here because he knows the division is weak.
It's weak.
Oh, my God. You can't go to the Chargers and play Kansas City every week. You can't go and think about the playoffs when you got Pat Mahomes every fucking day to worry about.
Yes.
Something to look at here, Falcon fans. I personally have talked about Bill Belichick on the past 2 podcasts. I've never even mentioned that.
I mean, that's something to consider. Also, we got a Superman chat from Dixon Way. If you could, you pull that up for me there, Jack. I'm sorry, y'all. Jack, he's driving tonight. He's driving. Jack,
I'm scrolling. Look, I got my Falcon mouse.
Got the Falcon mouse going on.
Got the Falcon pad. We're rolling.
I know I work from home, so I have the ergonomic joint. That's gotta make sure the wrist.
Going into comments from tomorrow. Celebrities in the chat. The Dixon Way. I remember I'm sitting at training camp, right? Country, you was there, I believe, right?
Yes.
Sitting at training camp, and we're over there watching the Falcons practice, and next thing you know, we hear, yeah, man, the Falcons, you know what I'm saying, running back. I'm sitting there like, who the fuck is broadcasting? I turn around, Dixon Q, he got the mob with him. Everybody's there. Everybody's there. I'm trying to peek through the crowd. Which one's Dixon Way? Which one is Dixon Way? One right there with the phone in his hand. Oh shit! There you go. There you go.
Oh,
It's
Larry.
so cool to see these content creators and everybody out there at training camp and stuff. And we're gonna do it big this year. Wait till you hear what Me and Country got in store. We got something for you, content creators. We hope everybody's involved with what we got going on this summer. The Dixon Way is here in the chat. He said Kirk Cousins said he would never turn down an opportunity to play for Coach Billy. Take a goddamn sip. Yeah, that's sweet. I call Bill B. Also, Coach Billy, the GOAT, will trade down to build the defense before he trades up. Country.
Woo. Woo. Also, Larry, thank you so much, brother. That's that. Da-da-da. That's a Superman chat.
That's Superman chat.
There it is. But I mean, look, I mean, I think that's one of those situations. Number one, we don't know who's going to be in charge. Like, I know Bill Belichick says that he only wants the coach, right? So is he meeting and having that second interview with the Falcons brass to determine if he trusts Rich McKay and if he trusts Terry Fontenot? You know, because I mean, I'm sure he's going to be offering his own suggestions. But you know, if we know that Bill Belichick led teams, they never trade up; they trade back. You know, so we keep in mind the fact that we'll be bringing in, hopefully, that second round pick for Calvin Ridley. But I mean, moving forward, I mean, we legitimately have to consider that we could be trading back, y'all. Like, we might not be getting, that quarterback. We could be trading back from that 8th pick, just like you said, and build this defense up. And
if that's possible, then a different scenario comes into play. That means we probably snagged our guy in free agency.
Yes.
So now your Kirk Cousins, your Justin Fields, your Russell Wilsons, that's now becoming believable. If you're going to trade that 8th pick back down to go build up that defense and get some more picks and so on, because Bill is, I mean, hey, he's a creative guy.
Yes. A
little bit more creative than Arthur Smith, I gotta say. I think the record speaks for itself.
Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. I think the record speaks for itself. Geez, that's great. That was tough. That one was tough. Donald Duck is in the chat. Big shout out to the Dixon Way. Big shout out to everybody that's here checking in from Big Low Kuntry Sports channel. One time for the fan. Twitter, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google us. You know, we are everywhere. But we have a lot going on here with the Falcons fans here tonight, talking about the future goals here for Atlanta, the head coaching position, quarterback going on. I gotta talk about this ATL Will. Big shout out to ATL Will on Twitter. He put up a mock schedule, and I want to just go over that shortly because there's one thing on the schedule that caught my eye. So I have to go over that shortly before we get up out of here in a few minutes. Donald Duck is here in the chat. He said, "Nah, lay off Ben Johnson. Tepper already loading up the U-Haul truck with Ben's signing bonus." Tepper.
Wow.
Tepper. Country, what is going on here in this chat tonight?
Bro, hey, look, whenever the one-timers and whenever the coaching staff get together, man, it get crazy.
This is the coaching staff. So I'm a part of this is the coaching staff for him. What do I sit?
You and the coaching staff.
What do I sit, Bo? I don't want to sit into this news, man. Nah, I'm just playing. Jerry G's in the chat. He said, "What in the world, Bo?"
What in the world, Jerry? I see you in here, man. I know, Jerry. You know, I know the Saints fans. They're probably in their feelings a little bit because they decided to keep Dennis Allen.
Man, we mentioned Tepper. We done mentioned Dennis Allen. Hey, we done mentioned the Patico. Oh gosh, I look on TV. Bill Belichick to have second interview with the Falcons for head coach of Vegas.
Ooh, take another sip of the tea.
What do you know? It's going down in a major way. JP's in the chat. We're just going to run through the chat quickly before we get to the next topic. JP's in the chat. He said, "Big Bill." Jerry G, who that? And wait, there's another one in the chat? There's two in here?
It'd be a lot of them, man.
Oh, they texting each other? Hey, Country's on somebody else's platform, boy. Get in there. I love it, man. You know, like a Country said, the disrespect goes out to your team. We hate Jameis Winston and Taysom Hills, and we don't want to see them. We hate that. But the city, we love it, man.
We love
Let me tell you something. We come out there,
the
have a good time. Y'all done took some of my money at Harrah's a couple weeks ago, so don't know how y'all spending it in the next couple weeks around the French Quarter, but enjoy it, y'all. You know, like we come down there to have a good time, and y'all are a passionate fan base just like us. But I'll tell you right now, it's still all damn day with me. You know how it is. Emmanuel Brown's in the chat. He said, man, showing up where? Everywhere but the games, and definitely not showing up to their seats. If Bill Belichick becomes the head coach, you better get to your seats.
You better be in there. You better be in there.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna help y'all out on how you can get to your seats in this last segment coming up in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna help y'all out on how you can get to your seats if Bill Belichick is the head coach coming up. Cheryl Norwood Gibbons is here. She said, rise up.
Shouts out, Cheryl.
Rise up towards in the building. I think Jim Harbaugh is using the NFL for leverage against his team, Michigan, to get a large contract. John Moreno?
I mean, I ain't knocking him. Get it how you live. That's what the hot boys taught us back in the day. Shouts out to New Orleans.
My friend texted me the other day and said, Michigan's going to sit there and say, all right, that's enough. That was enough, y'all. Who talked to him? Everybody talked to him? You good? Everybody's good? All right, that's enough, y'all.
20 million.
Shit. A day. Raymond Collins said, one time, Bo.
One time.
Oh, going down. Hold on. There he goes. We get him back in here. You good, Country?
Oh yeah.
You got a Tigger over there? A big Tigger over there? Or Uncle Steve DJ? Mr. O Universe said either get a young quarterback in the draft or a vet. And I don't see a good vet available. This is a young team, so it deserves a young quarterback. Mr. O, we just went over this too as well. I'm glad you're in the chat. If you do not be aggressive, first of all, we're going to April. And some of these teams right here might make a move for one of these veteran quarterbacks in the offseason. A Russell Wilson, a Justin Fields, a Kirk Cousins, a Zach Wilson. I got to put it out there because that seems to be who is going to be available soon. Not saying Fields is available now, but the way it's looking, it's possible he will be available. But let's just say they get snagged up by other teams and you're sitting at 8. You can't sit there and hope to say, well, I hope Penix and Daniels ain't gone at 2 and 3. They might be fucking gone.
They could be gone.
So you're going to be forced with, like I've been posting, the Drake May highlights. Don't be mad if it's Drake May. I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad.
I low-key hope it's Drake May because I met him on a visit and he said he would hook me up if he comes to Atlanta. So I low-key hope it's Drake May.
Mr. O Universe, you hit it right there, man, about getting a young quarterback. We would love to have a young quarterback. It's about it. Will you consider Justin Fields a young quarterback?
How old is he? 24, 25?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's semi-young. That's whenever I started making different choices.
Yeah.
Around that age, you know.
Russell Wilson, is definitely not a young quarterback.
Oh, Russell, 35?
Yep. Kirk Cousins, definitely not a young quarterback. We know that.
Yeah.
So is Bo Mix in the conversation? Is JJ McCarthy in this conversation? For Falcon fans, I don't think it is.
Nah, I don't.
Ain't nobody here in this chat is hitting on Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy coming up in the draft.
But you know,
a couple might say,
guys.
Yeah, a couple might have it.
Yeah.
But most of here in the draft are saying Caleb, Penix, Daniels. Go look at the free agency list. Go look at the quarterbacks. There's nobody really available. This is a bad year.
It's tough.
You hitting or you missing?
I mean, so I want to ask, you know, the one-timers and the coaching staff, and of course you as well, Jack. And I know that we might not be able to get to everybody. Shouts out to C-Dub, subscribing to One Time for the Fan. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to One Time for the Fan, man. Great content over there. But I want to ask everybody that's in the chat, because I know we've been talking about Bill Belichick and Jim Harbaugh. Who do you think should be the next coach of the Atlanta Falcons? I mean, the next quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. Like, and I don't care if it's a rookie or a vet. Like, we just want to know, because we need this information for, you know, future reference. So make sure that y'all put it in the chat who y'all feel like we should get as the next quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry, Jack.
Falcon fans, as you was talking, Jeremiah Williams was already texting. He said no to Wilson. He said that's not happening. So we got to look at it. Falcon fans in the chat, as you heard what Country just said, go ahead and let's get some answers here. Triggs is already here. Triggs said Caleb Williams. I know where Triggs is going with this. A young quarterback. Is Caleb going to be there at 8? I can't sit here and say right now in January, yes, he's sitting there at 8. He's on the board. No, you got to be aggressive to go get Caleb. You got to.
Got to.
Mafy's in the chat. He said, at this point, I'll take Josh Dobbs.
Wow. Josh Dobbs? Josh, the rocket scientist? Rocket Man!
Trying to find my heart. Jesus Christ. At this point, I'll take Josh Dobbs.
That's tough.
Shout out to Mafy's in the chat. Padre said Harbaugh without a second thought. Ricky Smith said Fields. Chris J's in the chat with Fields. Trinity Clark is in the chat with Jaden Daniels. Or wait for Carson Beck next year? We got to wait with a 71-year-old coach?
Ain't got no time for waiting.
Sheesh.
Every day is a blessing.
Gosh, Austin McGinney said Caleb Williams would be a baller for sure, but might cost way too much to get him. The Dixon Way, Kirk Cousins is the generation Chris Chandler. Received in 1998, reinvented in 2024.
Ooh. I love Kirk Cousins. I ain't gonna, after watching QB1, I like Kirk Cousins.
The Dixon Way says Zach Wilson equals Ritter.
I can see that. He gives very Ritter-esque vibes. And you got to keep him away from your mama.
For the fans that's thinking Ritter too as well, I just want to put this scenario out there. If you go get a vet and draft a young guy, it's going to be so tough to see where Ritter's going to be competing on this roster. But if you do decide, hey, maybe we can get the vet and help build Ritter, then Ritter will probably be your QB2. And of course, they're going to go get their vet or get their guy going forward. But to have a rookie and then have Ritter,
practice squad.
That's tough. That's tough to have a rookie that you're about to trade up for and have Ritter too as well. That's tough. That's a tough move.
Yeah. Put him on practice squad.
Practice squad.
Practice squad.
The PS?
Yes, sir.
Sheesh.
He needs to get them cobwebs out, man. Like he's just too jittery. Like he just needs to play some ball, like with nobody watching him for a while.
That's just tough as a fan to know that this guy who was supposed to be not to say the franchise guy, but was fighting for that title, to now be on the practice squad. That's some Stephen Means type stuff.
Wow.
That's some Tack McKinley type stuff.
Wow, Steve.
That's some Vic Beasley type stuff. D. Lawson in the chat said Daniels, May, or Penix with medicals. You gotta get that medical situation clear with Penix too as well. But Penix deciding to play in the Senior Bowl shows that this kid, he's deciding to play in the Senior Bowl, y'all. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of scouts that's now heading down to Alabama in a couple weeks to be like, well, Penix is playing in this game?
I'm thinking about going.
Slim Della.
Said
Justin Fields, if you're pushed against the wall, give up the first round for him. Because Falcon fans, stop dreaming no team is going to get off their draft pick for a quarterback for the Falcons. That's another thing too as well. Teams know that this team wants a quarterback. You don't think the Commanders sitting there like, hey, the fucking Falcons, they're gonna call us in a minute. Watch this shit. Watch this shit.
Watch this.
You don't think if we get Bill Belichick, Mel's over there like, okay, now you gotta get a quarterback. Watch this shit. They're finna throw the book at you. The Bears finna throw the book at you.
I just don't want us to become the Lakers with Karl Malone, Gary Payton. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be one of those situations. Like we get Bill Belichick, then we get Vinny Testaverde, and get Jerry Rice from one more run. I just don't want to be one of those situations where it's like because we got one of the youngest teams in the league, and we have a chance to win for years to come. I feel like Bill Belichick or Jim Harbaugh, either one of them, they could really instill a lot of good practices and give this young team a lot of good coaching, But I just don't want to bring in too many veterans, if that makes sense.
Shout out to JJ the Great in the chat. He said, what's up, too? What was the question? We're talking about who you want to be the quarterback here in Atlanta. A lot of people are mentioning Justin Fields. We had a Josh Dobbs comment. A lot of people mentioned Justin Fields. People mentioned Russell Wilson, Jaden Daniels. You can see Drake May has even been mentioned too as well. Caleb Williams has been mentioned. The Fields comments we're rolling into as well. So Falcon fans here, as you can see, even country. Here's the cool thing about Falcon fans, right? Don't matter what the topic is. It's kind of like those that TikTok game where they play the song and be like, if you've heard this song before, go to the right. If you haven't heard this song, go to the left.
Yep.
This is how it is with a topic. All right, y'all. Jim Harbaugh. Bill Belichick. Drake May. Justin Fields. I swear it is. I swear it is. That's why, as a content creator, this is great because we want to hear from everybody. I respect all fans. Country, you know, I go up to everybody at the game. I don't went up to Matt Ryan haters when I'm a Matt Ryan fan. I don't went up to fans who didn't like Julio when I was a Julio guy. Man, we all fans at the end of the day, man. You put on that jersey and go out here and rep this shit, man. This shit is hardcore, man. Real deal, man.
Bro, we were in the streets of London in a pub, like up underneath a bridge or something, with fans. We have like healthy debate with fans about about the defense, about whether or not the defense could get 40 sacks. It's like, bro, whenever we travel with the Rise Up tour and go to these games at home and away, it's like we have healthy discussion with fans, whether we agree or disagree, but we have fun. We all cheer for the same team.
Let me tell you something. Falcon fans are sitting here in the chat like, the fuck they talking about this Rise Up tour stuff? Where is this coming from? The Rise Up tour is this group that was put together. Me and my good friend Thomas started this about 5 years ago, where we wanted fans to come together. We wanted fans to be not only come together at home games, because I know everybody's out there tailgating, partying. The biggest thing was going on the road and making a lot of noise at some of these stadiums. So some of y'all have probably heard of these parties and stuff on the road in New Orleans and LA last year, Seattle, Cincinnati in the past, and all these places we've heard about, these bus trips. That's our group. It's called the Rise Up Tour. So we've started this chapter of diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. We have over like 1,200 in our group. So when we travel, we go every fucking where. You know what I'm saying? So going to London, here's something cool. We found the location in London 2 days before we posted the event in our group. Our ambassador, big shout out to D.A. Hunter. D.A. Hunter knows what's up. Our ambassador out there in London, big shout out to Darren Cole, who lives in Manchester, which is a little bit outside of London. Big shout out to Darren Cole, yeah. Darren Cole, yeah. Darren said, I got it. I got the spot. We found it Thursday. He told the general manager of this location, we need 2 tables. Country, tell the story. We need 2 tables.
It was 2 tables that they had reserved.
Bro, for 20 people.
We had upstairs and downstairs lit. People outside, people everywhere. It had to be 300, 400 people there.
It had to be about 300 plus people. Easy. And London is a place where you ain't getting in no damn rental and driving across this exit to this. No.
Nah, ain't
for those that's been to London, know how you get around in London.
Yeah. It's going to be.
You want that Piccadilly?
You want that Piccadilly.
To that St. Elizabeth?
Or you got to take Pat and Jeff, which are your left and right feet.
When we walked in there, and it was a Georgia watch party at that. Georgia versus Auburn. We hearing Dolphin. I walked in there, I said, what the hell is this? This is our party. I'm walking in there like, what is this? In London?
It was crazy.
Georgia chants in London. Them damn soccer fans were like, what the fuck is this?
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
It's the Rise Up Tour. Some of y'all went to New Orleans a couple of days ago. Y'all probably passing down Bourbon Street, Canal Street. Y'all call them Falcon parties like, is that Troy on stage? That's us.
Troy, rocking it out. That's it, man. That's what we do. So just imagine this year, whenever we have, now it's on to New Orleans. And we actually go to New Orleans and win. It's gonna be crazy. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Like this season coming up, it's gonna be something like we never experienced before as Falcons fans. We got so much optimism that we could look forward to. I know Jay said that the roster was overrated. I feel like it's underrated.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately do. So I mean, it's gonna be fun. Shouts out to Tamika. How you doing?
A lot of Falcon fans here in the chat too as well, talking about the Rise Up Tour. Tamika Wynn said, yo, how do me and my bestie join the travel group? We travel for games. Some of y'all probably seen the halftime photos too as well. When we go out of these away games, you probably heard us making a shit ton of noise at halftime. Like you're walking by a random section, you see like 400 or 500 people just jumping around, making a shit
Going crazy,
flags going crazy. Like we turn. I think this year's halftime photo, Wembley was cool. But it sucked because the 300, 400, and 500 levels couldn't come down to our level.
Yeah.
So that sucked. But Arizona's turn up at halftime was like, yo, security tried to, yo.
Security tried to break us up at Wembley.
Yo.
It was crazy, man.
When we post the location for the halftime photo, you already know what's up. We ain't talking about home games. We're talking about away games.
Yeah.
You see John Marino, he said the Dirty Bird Gladiator will join the Rise Up Tour members when Falcons played. You already know what's up, man. Oh, when it goes to these fan groups, we're a part of this fan association group with other different NFL teams, country, you know about it. The Cowboys have already hit us up.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming down here next year. They're like, oh, yeah, we're bringing about a good 5,000 fucking people.
It's going to be crazy.
Because they got so many fan groups. They got like 10 in Georgia. I'm talking about real deal fan groups. I ain't talking about chapters. I'm talking about real deal. I ain't talking about no motherfuckers just, meeting up at the Applebee's. Hell no. Nah. It's going down in a major way. Let's get to the last topic of the day. How can Falcon fans get to their seats on time? I've always thought about this.
That's a good question.
How can we help Falcon fans get to their seats on time? Well, here's a suggestion. And this is an NFL suggestion. I don't think it's just a Falcons thing. Country, ATL Will posted a mock schedule.
Yes.
He was trying to put the dates. He was trying to predict the dates and the times of the games. He had some good ones. He had us against Seattle opening up Monday night. JJ the Great, I see your Superman chat. I'm getting to that shortly. He had Seattle and us opening up Monday Night Football, right? He had us playing America's Game of the Week against the Chiefs at 4:25 p.m.
Ooh.
Falcon fans, we don't have 4:25 p.m. games here in Atlanta. But what if we did?
Man, that would be crazy.
What if we had a 4:25 game just going forward here in Atlanta on a week 3, week 4 matchup? You talking about tailgates just shutting down the fucking city?
Ooh. First of all, people gonna be drinking too much. Everybody gonna be drunk at the game. It's gonna be like LSU night games. People gonna be drunk. If you wait until 4:25, that's gonna be crazy.
How big of a fan base could you have at a 4:25 game versus a 1 o'clock game? Don't forget, Atlanta's still a church city now. We got to show. I got a bunch of friends who text me at 12. They on the train right now. Pastor was a little late today.
Yeah, because you got to go to church.
It's big in Atlanta.
It is. It's huge. It's the Bible Belt. You got to go to church.
It's big in Atlanta. If you have a 4:05 or a 4:25 game, country, you talking about tailgates kicking off from 9 a.m. up until 3. There should be no reason why at 3:30 all them tailgates are up and everybody's walking in that stadium to make some goddamn noise. But when you doing things like, I ain't calling people out because I'm a diehard fan. I got folks that show up and setting up their tailgates at 10:30, 11. God damn it, you're supposed to be in your seats.
That's too early. I'm sorry, that's too late.
They setting up the tailgate at 11 and they sitting in 118.
You supposed to be there at like 7 o'clock. Get all that out of the way. You gotta get all that out of the way. Because come 11 o'clock, whenever they open up them doors, you gotta go, do whatever you need to do in the stadium. Go get you some $5 chicken tenders and go on to your seat. Stop by, get a beer or 2, or I see the Falconator in the chat, or 3. And then go on to your seat. Shouts out to Benny, man. The Falconator.
If you have a 4:05 or a 4:25 game, country, just imagine what could happen. I would love for the NFL or the Falcons just to put one on just to see how it would work. I guarantee you that packed.
Yeah, it'd be jumping.
Fans waking up at 12 like, shit, cuz, what time the game start, twin? 4:30? What time it is now? Yeah, 12:30. What?
Might well slide down there.
Might slide down there, twin. You got your shoes? It would just be. I mean, we're just so tight on that one hand. Because boy, I be waking up at 6 o'clock, like showering.
Yeah, I be
and
ready
shit.
to go. It be hard for me. I can't sleep the night before. I can't sleep.
It's
tough.
tough.
It be tough for me. It's like I feel like I'm about to play in the game, and
And
afterwards,
then I get out there at 9. I'm tailgating with the homies and shit. And then next thing you know, they blow the horn. Gotta go, y'all. The food ain't ready. Gotta go.
Gotta go. That's it, man.
I'm in my seat.
Shouts out to JJ. JJ says, let's say Billy Bill is our head coach and Russ is our quarterback in 2024. How many games do we win?
All of them. All
That's
of them.
Superman chat.
That's Superman chat. All of them.
You get into it,
You're
Jack.
gonna win more than enough to win the division. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. All day.
Which is why I'm talking to you guys about it. If the one thing I'm looking at is why would Bill come in here and waste his time, honestly, just drafting a rookie quarterback if he's going to be done in the next 2 or 3 years? If it's the win now mentality, Russell's at the point in his career where, hey, Bill might need a vet. It didn't work with Mac Jones. It didn't work with Zappy. It didn't work.
I mean,
it's a tough call. Fans were talking about don't go get Fields, don't go get. I understand it. Don't go get Cousins. Don't go get Cousins. I understand it. Don't go get Wilson. I understand it. But we need to get somebody.
I mean, if we just look back at history, they say history repeats itself. What worked for Bill Belichick last time? Back in what was that, like 1999 or initially, whenever they had Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady came in. What worked before? It's not. They didn't draft Tom Brady to be the guy. Drew Bledsoe, he was the guy, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But whenever he got hurt, then Tom Brady came in. So, I mean, I guess the question that we have to ask ourselves, and we have to legit be honest, is that because I was telling you about this, coordinators and position coaches, those are the ones that really do the coaching. Like Bill Belichick, he'll make the decision. If it's 4th and 2 on their 39-yard line, if we go for it or not, or things about the practice schedule and everything like that. But the person who's developing that quarterback is that offensive coordinator and that quarterback's coach. Those are the ones that's really doing it. That's why I'm eager to see who's going to be the assistant coaches coming in if we get Bill Belichick.
This show has been amazing tonight, talking about what the Falcons could be doing here going forward. Country, you haven't even really spoke on one of the things we talked about on the phone today, where how excited you are about the coaching staff that could be coming in here if Nielsen departs, or if Maurice Williams, the special teams coach, leaves, or if Dave Ragoni leaves. Like, the head coach does he has a big job too as well. But Country, like you said, the day ins, the day outs, those are your coordinators and your assistants right there that's really working with these guys or building them up. That's where the developing comes from too as well, when you got some of these guys working together. So the staff, Country, I mean, they're interviewing for the head coach, and we'll go ahead and leave it on this note. They're interviewing for the head coach right now. But we know as soon as that head coach position is filled, that staff has to be filled right behind it. So as fast as we get a head coach, you're going to start seeing we have interviewed X, Y, and Z for the OC. We have interviewed X, Y, and Z for the DC, all because of Belichick or Harbaugh, however it's going to be. Exactly. Am I right, Country?
You are completely right. Most of the time, they already have their coaching staffs in place. So whenever they come in, shouts out to Smitty. Also, shouts out to Coach Roney. She actually hit the like button.
Coach Roney.
It's a miracle. Shouts out to Coach Roney. But yeah, I mean, most of whenever Dan Quinn came in, his coaching staff was in place. And the biggest piece of it, I mean, let's be honest, it was Kyle Shanahan. So we'll see how it goes, man.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. You know what's going down in a major way. Of course, looking at these Atlanta Falcons, I mean, we're all excited about what could happen here in the matter of days, weeks, months before we get ready for the season. One thing we do have to point out, the last 2 times the Atlanta Falcons went to go get their head coach. You remember, even in the Super Bowl watching years ago with Seattle, with Dan Quinn, they kept saying Dan Quinn, the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. We knew at Super Bowl that point was coming up. Even Arthur Smith, the talks of him possibly being a head coach somewhere in Atlanta, or not in Atlanta, in the NFL, and the name of Atlanta was just being talked about around that time. Not saying that he was already announced as the head coach. That came after, but he was just being talked about. As we get ready for this Super Bowl coming up in a matter of weeks that the Falcons will not be playing in, I do believe the Falcons will be making a decision here in a matter of days. The second interview is this weekend. There shouldn't be a third interview. There shouldn't be a fourth interview. If Bill is your guy, here you go. All right. What's the license plate on your car? Okay. Here's your parking pass. Okay. How many kids? How many grandkids? Okay. Here you go. Field passes. Pre-post. Marriott guy? All right. Here you go. It's for you.
You'll get all your points. Don't worry
You'll
about
get all
that.
your points. There's no third, fourth interview coming up, country. If this weekend is it, this weekend is it. They're making the announcement coming up in a matter of days that the Falcons have found their guy, and it's Bill Belichick.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it that Monday. It's going down Monday. I'm gonna go ahead.
They don't even make it to the wait. They make. I'm saying they make the announcement before the Super Bowl. I think they make the announcement before the Super Bowl. They found their guy.
Monday.
Country said Monday.
I'm gonna go ahead and say. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Jack. Oh, Jack, we got another Superman chat. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Whenever we have Superman chats over $9.99, you have to do a little dance. So I don't know if you're a dancer type of fella, but I have to make sure I keep the coaching staff thoroughly entertained. So Positive Thought says, love the show. Just sending some love. I definitely appreciate that. Much love to you, Bo. That's that. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat.
That's a Superman chat.
There it is. Oh, man. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Man, you hear that thing.
They ain't called a Dirty Bird on. We cranking the Calais, man.
That's that Calais.
Elbows out wide as fuck.
They be wide, too, don't they? They be wide. I'm like, boy, you awkward.
I swear that he got a sack one time and the team was running no huddle. He didn't give a shit. He was still over there.
He didn't care. He loved that Dirty
Players
Bird.
To play. Hold on.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Doing my damn Dirty Bird.
I gotta let it build up first. Hold on.
I want players like that to fight for the team. I want players like that. Just imagine having players here for years before that, man. Just a 1-year guy doing the Dirty Bird in the Bears because he's feeling the support of the fan base. And man, come on, man.
Crazy, boy. Crazy.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Country, it's going down in a major way. Like I keep saying, there's a big decision coming up for the Falcons here this weekend, a second interview with Bill. They have announced to interview a couple other candidates too as well. But if you're going into this second interview, shout out to the Falcoholic too as well. He made a tweet earlier today. I think it was, he said, really, this is just Bill saying no. Yeah. Everything is there for how you're not going to this second. What did we talk about in the first interview that we're not talking about in this second interview? What the fuck do we have to talk about?
Yes. It's basically we're putting this, and this in place. Is that okay? That's what it sounds like to me.
You blocked the coaching staff before the interview with Jim and Bill. After the interview, coaching staff opens up. They're allowed to go talk to other candidates. That should mean something.
That should mean something.
Country, what you got coming up here as we get ready to wrap up this show? I know your social media is crazy. Everything you got going on with Big Low Kuntry Sports, the YouTube channel too as well. Like, man, you're doing a great job over there. I'm glad we got a chance to talk Falcons football tonight because fans are enjoying this, man. Perry Positive Thoughts and Cartier and Mafi and the Falconator. Rise Up Tour members in here, the Dixon Way. There's so many people to go over. If I miss y'all, I apologize, but it's probably a good amount, well over 100 in here. So it could take me an hour to get everybody's name. But thank you all for being here for tonight. But Country, what do you got coming up, man? Because people just they're waiting for you. It's the off season. They want to hear more country sports now.
Hey man, well look, it's finna go down. Like there's a whale in the boat, man. We finna be talking
that
about
my dope.
Nah. That was
about to say I got the
finna up it.
About to say about
finna up that thing.
See that computer do like this, boy. I'm telling you. Finna up it.
Oh man. But yeah, man. I mean, look, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Make sure you check us out at Big Low Kuntry on Instagram. We're putting out some really good content out there that we necessarily can't put out on YouTube, in all honesty. So make sure you check us out on there. The old country boy trying to do some TikTok stuff. So make sure that you check us out on there. I do the little TikTok. Body out of ya. Sorry, got a body out of ya one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we have a good time, and during the off season, that's whenever we really go into our bag as far as the content. That's whenever we did the whole quarterback series last year, and we got a lot of good things coming in regards to just entertainment, because the Falcons aren't going to be playing to entertain you. So that's where me and Coach Roney come in to help entertain you during this process. Also, coaching staff, make sure this is your homework for tonight. Make sure, I see there's like 130 people in here from the coaching staff. Make sure that you go over to One Time for the Fan.
That's me.
They're scrolling right there. That's Jack Spade. You see him? He right there. Go
That's
to
me.
One Time for the Fan. Hit that subscribe button. Help my fellas get to 1,000. They're trying to get to 1K, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Bodie, Chase, Kiki, all of them over there doing some big things.
Rollo, you hear me? Come. You hear me? Yeah, you better say something. Be like Soldier Boy. Second one came out.
Coach Roddy took the dog out to go to the bathroom. That's
Hey.
Oh man!
Tomorrow night, Dirty Fanatics United has a podcast. I believe Country, you should be able to be there, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to slide through that.
So for Falcon fans that's getting ready to hear some more content from Falcon creators like myself and Country and Chase, another podcast to hear with One Time for the Fan, Bodie 3000, Kiki, another podcast here with One Time for the Fan. I think we have, I think Smitty's going to be on there too as well. There's a lot of group of content creators going to be on there tomorrow night. But Dirty Fanatics United will be going live. I'll be going live. Country will be going live. So we're going to have a lot of people there talking about the future of the Falcons. This is how exciting it is. Falcon fans, we want to win. We want to win now. The names are being put out there of who can help lead this team. This vision has to be clear going forward, Falcon fans. It's been so blurry over the past couple of years. It's time to get back on track here, Falcon fans. So for those in the chat, I do thank you all. So tomorrow night, we do have a podcast going out there with Dirty Fanatics United. So definitely come back and check us out. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, we have another podcast here at One Time for the Fan. I'm sure Chase will be with us. Bodie should be back with us. Kiki hasn't been feeling too well, so big shout out to Kiki. I hope she does get better and get back to 100% soon. Shout out to her father, too, as well. He wasn't feeling too well recently, too, as well. So hopefully, definitely he gets back.
Yeah, he's in our prayers, definitely.
Always back to 100%. Big shout out to all the fans here in the chat. Everybody who subscribed to the channel. We do have a giveaway. If I do the giveaway right now, Country, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna go fucking crazy. It's gonna go crazy. So if y'all want to be a part of the end of the season, One Time for the Fan giveaway, come back to the show Sunday night so we can try to. It's gonna be. A lot of people already. We're giving away some Falcons merch, man. We're giving away some Falcons merch. So you guys that don't know in the past here at One Time for the Fan, we love just giving away stuff to people. Last year we gave away some game tickets, gave away a Kyle Pitts signed jersey, gave away some Falcons merch, some smaller items for the winners that was like 5th and 4th, and then of course the 3rd and 2nd and 1st place prize winners. They won some pretty cool stuff. So we got a lot of swag stuff over here from the Atlanta Falcons, not from the Atlanta Falcons, but of course, fuck am I talking about? From the Atlanta Falcons. They didn't give it to me, but it's fucking it's fucking merch. You understand? Shit like this. So we're giving it away. And we want everybody to be a part of it. So if you want to find out the details to the One Time for the Fan end of the season giveaway, tune into our podcast Sunday night. We'll give you the details. Right now, we got over 30 people signed up. We'll do the drawing live on screen and everything. So I do thank everybody for being here tonight. It's a big shout out from me to you all, from everybody from our podcast to you all. Big shout out to all the content creators. I think Smitty was here. Berto popped in too as well. John and Mike from Out of Your Falcon Minds doing a good job. It's been going on in a major way, man. But overall, shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. This is what we do it for.
Yes, sir.
And we just love talking Falcons football with all the fans. Country, before we get up out of here, any shout outs, sir?
Man, first of all, shouts out to Coach Roney. Coach Roney keep me on straight and narrow. Shouts out to Coach Roney. Thanks so much, Coach Roney, keep me on straight and narrow. Also, shouts out to all the content creators, doing some big things. And the Atlanta Falcons fans, y'all are just awesome. Shouts out to the coaching staff. Everybody's doing all, coming through with the great comments. Like I said, y'all are the blood of the show. So we definitely appreciate it, man. Thank y'all so much.
It's going down in a major way. I thank you all for being here tonight. Rise up to all the Atlanta Falcon fans. And of course, we will see you all soon. There you go. Oh, Coach, people don't even know how deep this friendship go. We was in Tennessee 1:30 in the morning at the Airbnb talking about. Cuz you better tell these folks how deep this friendship is between us now. We're talking about putting on a party in Tennessee at 1:30 in the morning.
Bro, we found the venue the morning at 1:30 in the morning, and then we set the party up that day. And we had like 300-400 people on some rooftop at the Underground in Nashville by the river. It was crazy.
Overlooking the stadium.
10:30
at night, we leave Live Oak. We didn't have the location, Falcon fans. So we said, what? Let's head down to the strip. Let's go find a location. We found a location, met the general manager. The things that wasn't allowed in that club, he allowed for us because he knew that, we were coming in here to bring a shit ton of people. Sure enough, we get to the roof. Country was up there. Michael Nellens, big shout out to him. I was out there too as well. Big shout out to Nashville Underground, who allowed us to host the party too as well. But we had over 300-400 people in the building, man. Rooftop, having a good time. Then come to find out the DJ was from Atlanta. He's shouting us out. Man, this season's about to go crazy. And you know when that schedule drops what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy. One time for the fan, Big Low Kuntry Sports. Blessings to you, sir. Wakanda forever.